Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This yoga class will be a vinyasa flow, so if you're looking to break a little sweat, to center yourself, then look no further. All you're gonna need is yourself, some comfy clothes, some space, and a mat, and that's it. So when you're ready, let's meet on our mat. So today I like to start off on our mat, sitting, laying down, whatever feels comfortable right now for the beginning meditation. So you don't have to have a fancy meditation pillow or anything like that. Just a regular pillow is more than enough. Maybe roll it up, bunch it up, and really just find this time to arrive at your mat and forget about everything else. So if you're ready, maybe bring your eyes to close or just lower your gaze and start to soften the breath. Release the breath, release any tension, and relax the whole body. Maybe soften the shoulders, create some space and awareness in your body, and just observe how you feel. Just observe where you are right now, any tension you might be holding in your body, and observe where your body makes contact with the floor and the mat. So if you're sitting, observe your bottom on the mat connecting with the earth. And if you're laying down, observe where your body hits the mat. So that might be your heels, your calves, your bottom, your back, your shoulder blades, your head. Just observe that feeling. Start to take deep inhales and exhales through the nose and open the mouth and release. This class is all going to be about release in this time of chaos. If you're holding tension anywhere in your body, whether it's your shoulders, your lower back, your hips, try to bring softness to that area and nurture it. Try to breathe into that area and feel the tension fade away. Now, if you have a lot of things on your mind today, then let's try to leave that behind for this class and really just focus on how you feel throughout your practice and nothing else. So because you might be practicing alone, please do not worry about how you look or if you've managed to get into the posture. It's going to be more about how you feel today and how you feel after moving your body and opening it up. Let's start to bring more focus on the breath. So maybe place one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. And begin to fill up the whole body, everywhere from the lower belly to the rib cage to the chest, with air on your inhale. Now, our lower belly is connected with our nervous system. So the more we breathe into our lower belly, the more we can relax. So let's really focus on the neck during the next 20 seconds on breathing into our lower belly. Now, if you have trouble with that, keep that hand on your belly, and as you inhale, really push the air into that area and feel the hand move up and down. Now, if you're still struggling with that, imagine your belly is a balloon, and as you inhale, you're trying to fill up that balloon with air to expand it. And as you exhale, imagine the air just coming out of the balloon and getting smaller. So again, connecting with the breath, connecting with the lower belly and the nervous system. Let's inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 1, 2, 3. A few more times. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 1, 2, 3. Last one. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 1, 2, 3. Soften the shoulders. Release your hands. And let's set an intention for your practice today. Make this intention unique to yourself, your practice, and what you need in this moment. Now, if you set that intention, let's begin to warm up the body and bring some movement to it. So flutter the eyes to open. Welcome back. And if you are sitting on anything or laying down, come back up to a seated posture and remove your pillow. On your next inhale, let's bring the hands up high into the sky. And on your exhale, let's twist to the right. So as you twist to the right, allow the back hand, the right hand to release, maybe on the ground behind you, and the left hand to reach for the outside of that knee. Again, let's inhale to lift up, and exhale, maybe twist a little more. Pause for a moment, and inhale back to center. And as you exhale, through the mouth, again, twist to the left. Allow that left hand to release behind your lower back on the ground, and right hand on the outside of the knee. Inhale again to find length, to lift up, and exhale to twist a little more. On your next inhale, come back to center, and exhale, release, hands down. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the shoulders up. Inhale for a backwards motion. Exhale, roll them back down. Inhale again to lift the shoulders up. Exhale, roll. Inhale to lift, and exhale to roll. Inhale to lift, exhale to roll. Wherever you are, let's change that direction. So inhale to lift, exhale down at your own pace. Remember, this is your practice, so you take it at your own pace. You pause when you need to. You come into any posture that is restorative for you, and you join us back when you're ready. Let's come back to stillness. Good. Again, inhale to lift the hands. And on this exhale, we're going to reach the right hand down, and we're going to reach over to the right side. Maybe you walk that hand away a little bit more, but allow it to rest right there. Let's open up the chest as we gaze up. Keep reaching to the right side. And again, if you have a little more space, maybe you come down. Let's inhale back to center. Exhale there. Inhale again to lift up. Exhale, left hand comes down. Let's reach to the left. Inhale to open up the chest, and we bring the gaze up. And again, you reach a little further if you have the space there, or you bring the hand down a little bit more. Keep grounding down the sitting bones. Inhale back to center. And exhale, hands down. We're going to roll over onto our hands and knees and begin sequencing some flows. So come onto your hands and knees, tabletop posture. Some classic cows and cat-cows here. Sorry. Just to warm up the spine. Be very gentle right now if you are doing this in the morning, if you've just got out of bed. But if you're already midday and your spine is a little bit more warm, maybe you can go a bit faster. Now inhale to bring the gaze up. And as you exhale, side out, push away the mat. Inhale again. Bring the gaze up. And exhale. Now I'm not going to cue the inhales and exhales. Just follow your own breath. Moving at your own pace. Moving organically in what feels right. Last one here, we'll be back in neutral spine. Good. Back to your neutral spine. Thread the needle. Inhale to lift the left arm. And exhale, threading it through behind the right hand, all the way down to the ground. So the hips are still high on top of the knees. Rest the left side of the face on the mat. And that right hand can come to your lower back, reach for the left thigh, or it can just rest right here on the lower back. It can remain on the ground too for stability. Pause here, find your breath. And on your next inhale, ground down that right hand if you're binding, and lift up the left hand. Back down through the right side. Inhale to lift the right hand. Exhale, thread it all the way through. Rest the right side of your face on the mat. And remember, just try to mimic both your other side so it looks like the same. So if you're binding on the other side, bind that left hand too. So you're doing the same thing. So you're balancing everything out. Pause here, find your breath. And now on your next inhale, ground down that left hand and reach up the right hand. And pause here. Good. One more restorative. We're going to begin to melt the heart. Now in this posture, you might need something to support the chest. Maybe a block or just a pillow there. See how that feels, and maybe you might end up moving it out of the way. So what we're going to do is begin to keep the hips on top of the knees, and we're going to begin to walk the hands away. And see, this is where the pillow will come in handy. So you can just rest your chest there, keeping the hips up high. But if you feel like you can go a little bit lower, maybe come back onto the forearms, remove the pillow, and begin to reach the hands forward. Melting heart. The chin can be on the mat, and just find your posture here, your version. On your next inhale, begin to slowly come up. With control in this posture, you gotta be careful. And meet back in your neutral spine. Good. We're gonna extend the right hand straight forward, left leg to follow. Inhale to reach, and exhale, elbow to knee. You can really round the spine here. Inhale again to reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. A few more times at your own pace. Just linking the breath with the movement. And come back to your neutral spine. Left arm follows right leg. Extend. Point the toe, point the hand. One long line. Inhale to extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale. Last one. Make your breath as audible as you want. And come back. Last little warm up before we go into Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. Create circles with the wrists. We're going to warm them up. We're going to spend some time on our wrists today. So we want them to be warmed up. So create these large circles, small circles, whatever you want. Change the direction. Make sure you're really spreading your fingers, creating a really good foundation. Good. Come back to neutral spine. Let's bring the toes on the mat. Adho Mukha Shavasana at your own pace whenever you're ready. If you have tight calves like me today, bring the toes onto the mat and maybe walk the hands back to sit on those toes. Just for a moment to feel that stretch. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale deeply, fill the whole body, and as you exhale, release the hands back to the mat. Come into your Adho Mukha Shavasana, lift the hips high. First one of the day, take your time. Pedal at the legs if that feels right. And be gentle. Keep spreading the fingers, gaze into the kneecaps. Keep lifting the hips. Bring the body to stillness. bring the gaze to your hands and back to the kneecaps. One more time, to the hands, to the kneecaps. Good. When you're ready, begin to lift the right leg nice and slowly. It's not about height here, it's about keeping the hips squared. So we're keeping the toes pointing towards the floor. So if that means your legs can get very high, that's okay. Keep the hips squared. You can point the toe, maybe find a little more length. And on your next exhale, we're going to bring the knee towards the chest, rounding the spine. Maybe the knee comes really close to the chin. Inhale again to find length. Exhale, knee to chin. Inhale again for length. Exhale, knee to chin. On this one, take a big step forward. Situate yourself, knee on top of ankle, and lift to your high lunge. Inhale to lift up. Good, you can bring the hands together, point forward or create that space there. Inhale to lift, exhale cactus arms. They open up, maybe find a little bit of a back bend here. Good. Inhale again to lift. And exhale, frame the front foot. Step the right foot back into your high plank. Release the knees to the mat, if that's how you do your chaturanga. And if not, hug the elbows in, lower down. And then find your upward facing dog. So flip onto the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift. And exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. Nice and slow. When you're ready, find the left leg lifting on your inhale. Again, not about height here. Keep the toes pointing towards the floor. Hips are squared. Inhale again, find a little more length. There. Inhale to find length on your next exhale. Round. Knee to chest, knee to nose, maybe to chin. Inhale again to find length. Exhale. Round. Inhale again. Exhale. And this is the last one, so step the foot forward. Finding your high lunge right away. Situate yourself. Inhale to lift up the arms. Inhale to find a little more length. Exhale, sink a little deeper. And on this exhale, inhale to lift, and exhale, open up the chest. Inhale, cactus arms, maybe bring the gaze up, a little bit of back bend. Inhale to lift up the arms. Exhale, frame the front foot, step that left foot back. Again, in your chaturanga, lower your knees if that's what you do. If not, hug the elbows in and lower down chaturanga dandasana. Till your arms are at 90 degrees. Inhale, find upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. From here, inhale to lift the right leg. This time we're going to bend the leg and we're going to begin to create circles. Nice, big round circles. Change that direction. Good. Place that leg down. Follow through to the left side. Lift the left leg and then bend it. And then create your circles. Doesn't matter which direction you start in, just make sure you do both directions. Bring that leg down. Great. Gaze to the top of your mat. Your hands. Bend your legs. Hop, step your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, flat back. Bring the gaze up. Exhale, fold. Bring them Utkatasana chair pose. So bring the big toes to touch, knees to touch, and sit down in your chair. Inhale to lift the arms. I'm going to tuck the tailbone here. So remember, tucking the tailbone. Shine the chest up. We're going to come into our twisted chair pose. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Twisting to the left side to begin. So bring right elbow down to the left knee. Now what tends to happen in these chair poses when we definitely come into any sort of twist is our knees shift. We want to keep them together. So if that means taking a step back and not twisting as deep, well, then so be it. Twisting here, bring the gaze over the back shoulder. We're going to come into a twisted crescent, high crescent. So we're going to begin to lift, slightly lift the right side. Take a big step back and find your twisted high crescent. Now, any variation here is good, so if you release that right hand to the ground and extend that left hand, you could do that. If binding is in your practice, you can find a bind here. If not, stay at the first variation. At any time, if any high lunge becomes to be too much, release that back knee for support. Find your stability here. We're going to come back, we're going to step back into our chair pose. So we're going to gaze down to the front foot, frame the front foot, and take a step forward, back into your Utkatasana. Inhale to lift, and sit right back down. Going through to the other side. Exhale, hands to heart center. And this time, twisting to your right, find your chair pose. Keeping in mind, we're trying to get hands at heart center. Just thinking about the final posture, but doesn't mean you need to be there. So find your twisted crescent, lift that left leg, take a big step back, and remember to mirror the other side. So whatever variation you did on the first side, do the same on the second side. Find a breath. Find your version of this posture. One more breath here. And then we're going to frame the front foot. We're going to come into Mulasana here. So what we're going to do here is heel toe, the right foot out. Take a big step forward with the left and begin to sink your hips. If you are somebody that needs any support for your Mulasana, keep your pillow handy and just place it right there. Maybe you're sitting on the edge of the pillow. If you don't need that, then get that out of the way. And now this posture can be quite tricky and painful for some people on the top of their ankles. So at any point, just rest, sit on the pillow. It doesn't matter. It's about how you feel. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Now, we are going to open up the chest a little bit more here. So we're going to bring the right hand down and left arm to follow. So really open up. Now, if this is already where your limit, you stay here. But if you'd like to bind, come along with me. So we're going to externally rotate the arms. Reach. And inhale to find length and bring the gaze over the back shoulder. Good. Find your breath. Find your inner softness, peacefulness. We're going to release that on the next inhale. Back to heart center. Let's just go through the other side. So left hand comes down, right hand comes up. Again, if you bind on the other side, definitely do the same on this side. And gaze over that back shoulder. Pause here for a breath. And slowly come out of the bind. We're going to step back into our chaturanga. So we're going to place the hands down and kind of come up on the toes. Release some of that pressure there. And then step one foot back and then the other. Nice and slow. Step and step. This time lower the knees, hug the elbows in, and lower chin and chest. Inhaling in to lift up. Exhale, chin, chest. One more time, lift up. Exhale, chin, chest. Slide so the pelvis hits the floor. Make sure you're on your mat. And inhale, cobra, mini cobra. Bring the gaze up, engage that core. And exhale, release, plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Untuck the toes, we're going to come on the knees and then lift the hips up. Adho Mukha Shavasana. Next posture is going to be fallen star. So if you modify in this posture, please do so. I'll show you the modification just after I come into the full posture. So when you're ready, inhale to lift the right leg and stay there. Exhale, draw the knee in, and we're going to extend that right leg to the left side. Good. We're going to come onto the foot of the left foot, and we're going to shimmy that hand a little more center. Inhale to lift up the left arm. Maybe bring the gaze up. If that hurts the neck, gaze down. Now, how do you modify this posture? That inner knee can stay down and extend that left leg. We can stay right here. So this is a modified version. We're going to come out of the posture. So if you were here, bring the gaze down, plant the hand down, coming onto the ball of the left foot. Inhale to extend the right leg, and bring that down through to the other side. Again, if you modify on the first side, modify on this one. So inhale to lift the left leg, exhale, draw the knee in, and extend it. Coming onto your right foot, and extend the right hand up. Bring the gaze up if that feels okay for the neck, or gaze down. Pause here for a moment, lift the hips. Inhale to lift, exhale, find that hand back down, back on the ball, the right foot, and extend the left. Bring that left foot down. Good, we're gonna do some waves here now. I think it's a good posture, it's a good movement to do in between our postures. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna inhale, we're gonna come high on the toes, we're gonna round the spine, we're gonna come all the way to our high plank. Once we reach our high plank, bend the legs, swoop here, and find your way back to your down dog. Now it's gonna look different for all of us, so just really feel it out. Vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling all the way to the high plank. Once you've reached your high plank, just coming out of it. Again, doesn't matter how it looks, it's how it feels. One more. Inhale, exhale, and soften. From here, gazing forward, hop, step the feet to meet the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Grounding down the feet. Inhale to lift all the way up. And exhale, mountain pose. Well done. We're going to come into a standing sequence now. So from here, we're going to come into a tree posture. So we'll start with the right side. Left side's grounding. So equal standing on all four corners. That's going to be your good foundation for your tree posture. We're going to find the right foot coming right here on our thigh. Now, if that's not where you normally put your foot for your tree posture, well, change it. Just can be below the knee, maybe resting on the ankle, just not on the knee, or maybe it's just tapping on the ground there, depending at your level. Bring your hands to heart center, or extend the hands up. Gaze to a fixed point to find balance. Fantastic. Growing strong. Your roots are rooted into the earth. On your next inhale, we're going to bring the knee all the way forward. Good. Reaching for that knee and drawing it in. Good. Now from here, we can stay here in the modified version of hugging the knee in. The full version, we're going to reach for the big toe with our two-piece finger. Left hand comes to the waist and extend that leg out, trying to pull the shoulders in line here. So sometimes what happens, that right shoulder comes really forward. We want to pull them in line. Stand up nice and tall. Now, next version is opening up this right leg to the side. So what we're going to be doing here is slowly opening up that leg to the right side. Now again, if you were modified version, you're going to be opening up that knee to the side. Now next step is to bring our gaze over the left shoulder. Now if you just hurry up and you move that gaze to the left shoulder, you'll probably fall over. So what you want to do is slowly move that gaze, step by step, inch by inch, until you're looking over the left shoulder. Inhale again here, and exhale, bring the leg back. We're going to bring that right hand to the waist, point the foot. See if we can bring that leg a little bit higher. One more. And exhale, release. Usually on standing balancing postures, if you're standing on one leg for quite a while, it's nice in between just to kind of shake the legs and release. And move right away to the next side. Let's balance ourselves out. So we're going to start off with tree posture. Right foot is our standing leg, equal standing on all four corners. Start to bring that foot. Either resting on the thigh or below the knee. Just not on the knee. Bring the hands to heart center. Find your stability. Find your calmness, your peace. Gaze to something still to help you focus. Again, the arms can reach up or stay at heart center. On your next inhale, begin to move that leg forward and reach for the knee. Draw the knee in. Now you can stay here, or for full posture, take your two-piece finger, reaching for the big toe. Extend that leg out. Right hand comes to the waist. Good. Now we're going to stay here. Remember, get the shoulders in line. Stay here. Big breath. And on your next inhale, begin to open up that leg to the side. Again, if you're a modified version, you're just opening up that knee to the side. Again, once you fully open up to the side, we're going to slowly bring our gaze over that right shoulder. Moving that gaze inch by inch. On your next inhale, bring that leg back forward. Release that left hand to the waist. Point the leg, point the toe. Lift a little bit higher. A little bit higher, one more big breath. And release. Oh, it's nice again. It's kind of a little shake. Shake out the legs. I call this the monkey dance. Shake it out. Slowly work your way back down to Adho Mukha Shavasana. Hands down, extend the legs. From here, we're going to bend the legs. Bring the chest really close to the upper legs and then extend. Keep spreading those hands. Again, bend the legs. Extend. When you're ready, we're going to come on to our bottoms. So you can bring the gaze forward, hop step the feet in towards the hands, cross the ankles, and then just come sit down. If that sounds too complicated, just find your way to your bum as easy as possible. So we're coming into Navasana right away. Keep the momentum. We're going to extend the legs up, Navasana boat posture. Balancing on those sitting bones. Now, this posture can be done in a modified version with hands behind the knees. We can keep the legs bent, but if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, begin to straighten the legs and bring the arms to the side. Engage that core. We're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. I like to keep things going, so maybe give yourself a little lift and come right back into your Navasana. Maybe the first one, your legs were bent. Maybe try to challenge yourself a little bit more this time. Extend the legs. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Lift Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I'm shaking too. 5. Release. We're going to roll over onto our hands and knees and settle back into child's pose. Bring the knees almost as wide as the mat and the big toes to touch. Release the upper body. Release the chin or the cheek to the mat. Bring the eyes to close for a moment. Just marinate in this posture. How do you feel now after you've moved your body, after you've opened up some areas? Take a moment for yourself to reconnect with your intention and why you showed up at your mat today. On your next inhale, we're going to begin to round the spine, come all the way back up into our tabletop. Move the hands a little bit further away, come into your high plank. We're going to slowly lower all the way to our bellies. See how slow we can go. So slowly hug the elbows in. We don't want to go down like this. Hug them in. Lower, 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 lower until you've reached. Good. Let's just release those hands to the side. Chin comes to the mat. We're getting ready for some back bending. We're going to do some bow postures. So let's get ready. We know what's coming. Big inhale again. Exhale through the mouth. Sometimes it feels really good just to sigh it out and be very vocal. So we're going to begin with one side. So bending the left leg and reaching for the top of the foot. Now we can either do the outside of the foot or the inside of the foot, but for today we're going to do the outside. Now right hand is going to remain on the mat, but it's going to be palm down in front of you. And so what we're going to do, we're going to be lifting the hips up, kicking the foot in towards the hand and the hand in towards the foot. We're going to do that motion on an inhale and exhale once we've kind of reached our peak. So just keep that in mind. So we inhale, exhale here, normal breath. And again, inhale to lift, lift, lift. Lifting the hips, kicking the foot into the hand into the foot. Lift the leg. And release. One more time. So normal breath here. And then on your next inhale, you begin to lift. You're pushing that right hand down in towards the mat. Bring the gaze up. And release. Good. Release that side. Moving on to the opposite side. So right hand comes to the mat. Bending the right leg. Sorry, left hand comes to the mat. Bending the right leg. Reaching to the top of that right foot with the hand from the outside of the foot. So this hand is going to be there kind of for a little bit of a pressure point to help us lift up a bit higher. Okay, normal breath here. And on your next inhale, remember moving on the inhale to lift. Lifting up, so kicking that foot into that hand into the foot. Finding a little bit more of a back bend. And release. Remember one more, so find that natural rhythm to your breath. And then on your next inhale, begin to lift. Good job. Keep lifting, kicking that foot into the hand and into the foot. A little bit of a back bend and release. Release both sides right now. Hands beside the body, the chin or the cheek to the mat. And just be here for a moment. We know what's coming next. We're going to be doing both sides at once. So just physically, mentally get ready for that. On your next inhale, start to move and reach for the tops of both feet. Normal breath here. We're moving on the inhale, okay? Another normal breath. And on your next inhale, we're going to do what we just did, but on both sides, okay? So inhale, find yourself lifting, kicking your feet into your hands, hand into your feet. Find that leg, find a little bit of a back bend. Keep breathing and release. Release both legs, bring the big toes to touch, a little bit of a restorative. Bring your chin or your cheek to the mat. Bring your eyes to close for a moment. Just marinate again after back bends. It's really important that you do a restorative posture after any back bend. So take that time for yourself. 5 breaths, 8 breaths, whatever you need. Good. Again, take as much time as you need here. Slowly make our way back up to seated. Crossing the ankles and coming down, sitting down on your bottom. We're gonna work our way to the center of our mat and come into our inversion. We're gonna do shoulder stand, so come lay down on your mat. Now with shoulder stand, if this is not normally in your practice, then you can do legs up the wall. So bring your legs, your bottom right up against a wall and just simply place your legs up against that wall. Now, if you need some sort of support, maybe place a pillow just at the lower back for legs up the wall, or even in the shoulder stand. So yeah, again, modify to your own practice. But for shoulder stand, we're going to begin here. So our back is grounded on the mat, hands are planted in the mat, giving us a little bit of extra support. What we're going to do is we're going to find our hips coming over top, stacking all the major joints, reaching for that lower back and supporting it. Now, once you've supported your back, you kind of want to get higher up on the shoulders and extend the legs. I don't want you to be looking around at anybody else or anything, just be gazing up to your feet, to your toes. Breathing here, so keep the breath moving. Just because we're upside down doesn't mean we need to stop. 8 breaths here, and then we'll slowly begin to release. Great, we're slowly going to release. So your hands are going to slide up a little bit closer to your lower back. Release the hands to the mat, and vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling back onto the mat. Just release the legs onto the mat. Release your upper body, everything. And slowly draw the knees in towards the chest. Rock side to side. We're slowing things down. If you haven't already noticed, we're going to bring the knees closer to the chest, flex the feet, and reach for your feet. Happy baby. Maybe you can just stay put here if that feels good, or maybe begin to move. Maybe rock side to side, massage that lower back, or Draw circles with the lower back, changing that direction. Good. Release both feet to the mat. We're going to extend the left leg on the mat. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Taking the left hand, draw that knee over the body. Allow it to fall on the left side. Bring the arms out to a T and gaze over that right shoulder. So in a supine twist. Now just holding this and just reflecting on your practice. Reflecting on how you feel now. On that sense of groundness that you might feel. Okay. We're going to slowly come back to a neutral spine, center. Hug that knee in and then release. We're swapping. So hug the left knee in towards the chest and that right hand reaching for the knee and bring the knee over the body. Allow it to fall on that side, arms out to a T and supine twist. So we're gazing over the opposite shoulder. So we want the shoulders to be marinating on the mat, heavy on the mat. Now if you're like me, your knee might be far from the ground and it might be a bit uncomfortable because you can't completely release. So you can always take your pillow, whatever your block, anything, just to support that knee. So then you can release everything. Maybe bring your eyes to close here. Breathing deeply. Connecting deeper with yourself, with your practice and how you feel. One more big breath here. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Inhale. We're going to hug that knee back in and release that leg. Now, if your body is craving any more movement or any other posture, feel free to explore that now. But if you're ready, release yourself on your mat. So release everything. Release your heels, your legs, your bottom, your back, your upper back, your hands, your arms, shoulders, your neck, your head. And if you haven't already done so, bring the eyes to close. Just marinate in this posture. Really tune into your body and how it feels now and where you're at. Thank you for joining me for your flow today, and I can't wait until we practice again together. Namaste.